Hey everyone, this is Clarinetgamer here, and I'm here with well, something that I've not done in a very long time actually, another game review, and this time I'm going to be reviewing another Crash Bandicoot game, and it is none other than Crash Nitro Kart, as you could probably see this on the picture. Um, Now I quite like Crash Nitro Kart. I mean, it's probably my second favorite in the racing game series. I mean, Crash Team Racing is obviously better, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead like with the like how well what breaking down the game and stuff and what I think of it. But the plot line is as follows. And I'm pretty sure if any of you are Crash fans, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. Basically, Crash, Coco Crunch, and the bad guys, Cortex, Engine, and Tiny, are abducted by like a flash of light, and then they're transported to another part of the galaxy where they're confronted by the villain of the game, Emperor Velo, and Velo basically challenges them to a race, and if they refuse to race, then the Earth would be destroyed. So both teams accept the challenge, and then they defeat the bosses along the way, and then the final boss of the game was none other than Velo himself, um, and then once the teams defeat Velo and first time around without collecting 100%, they say you've got to get the time relics first, and then we'll do a rematch. And then once the rematch is done, then that's pretty much it. You get 100% complete, and that's the end of the game. So that's pretty much the plot line. It sounds kind of okay for the plot line. I mean, it did get me intrigued to play the game when I was younger. In fact, when I first got this game, I think I was about 10 years old when I first got this game, and that was when I first got the PlayStation 2, like the older model, for Christmas back about 10 years ago. I can't believe it's been 10 years, but whatever. um, Now, the gameplay itself for Crash Nitro Kart, it plays obviously very similar to Crash Team Racing, except obviously it's got updated graphics, and the weapons in this are kind of the same, except there's a few additions, I think, to the weapons. I mean, I think Crash Nitro Kart is okay in terms of gameplay, but I still think Crash Team Racing is better because I mean, one of the playable characters in this game, which is Nitrous Oxide. Now he's after the PS1 games, he's not really taken seriously as a villain because well, he hardly made any appearances in the PS2 games or major appearances. But the only two games he really made a major appearance in were Crash Team Racing as the final boss and Crash Bash as the final boss. And yeah, and also when it comes to the bosses themselves of this game, they're not unlockable, unlike Crash Team Racing, which you can actually play as the bosses. But uh, hey, you still got to play as Dingodile once you've unlocked them, and Polar and Entrance. In case you don't know who Entrance is, he's a character from one of the Game Boy Advance games for Crash Bandicoot. Now, when it comes to like the graphics for this, like I mentioned before, the graphics are well, obviously they're improved since it's a PlayStation 2 game, and I quite like the way that they've set up the tracks and stuff. I mean, it's pretty good. I like the tracks that they've done on there, like and there's like technology tracks and wasteland tracks and like the normal beach tracks, greenery, jungle, all different kinds of tracks like relating to the Crash Bandicoot series and related to four different worlds, which are Terra, Baron, Phenomena, and Techni. Now, all these four worlds, like Techni is like all the technology, like racing tracks, and yeah, I mean the graphics are pretty good and the gameplay is really good and a soundtrack. I have to say some of the soundtrack is memorable, but some of it is not really memorable at the same time. Like the only notable soundtracks I could name are the main menu theme, the uh, the final track theme, like the Hyperspaceway theme, the victory theme for when you win a race, and to be quite honest, I think that's pretty much all I can remember from the soundtrack. So maybe Thunderstruck, not relating to the AC/DC song, by the way. um, but yeah, that's pretty much my review of Crash Nitro Kart. Now, overall, for the verdict for this game, I would probably give it um, 8 out of 10. I would give it 8 out of 10. Well, just purely because Crash Team Racing is the better game, despite all the graphics, obviously, but it's a PlayStation 1 game, so well, what can you do about that? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed my review for Crash Nitro Kart. If you did, be sure to like the video, comment down below with your thoughts, and subscribe to Clarinetgamer for more gaming reviews and also for more Let's Play Assassin's Creed 3. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Until then, guys, I'll see you next time for my next game review, and I'll see you then. Until then, goodbye.